Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to the UNC Chapel Hill Study Abroad in Barcelona, Spain webinar with CET Academic Programs. My name is Malika Watson. I'm here with Lucy, and we are gonna tell you a little bit about study abroad in Barcelona. So just to kind of get things set up, kind of give some context, this is a fantastic study abroad option for students interested in going to Barcelona in the spring or fall, like full semester, or in the summer term. And it's approved at UNC. And so what that means is the credit that you're earning on this program, you can bring back to UNC with you, and the financial aid that you're earning with UNC, you can bring to study abroad with you. We're going to have a program alum joining us a little bit later, but first we're going to do kind of a basic overview of the program itself and answer some questions about the program, the logistics, the application, all that good stuff. So as you have questions, feel free to pop them in the chat or the Q&A box. Either is fine, and we'll answer them as we get to the end. Either Lucy, our program expert, or our alum will take those questions. So feel free to pop those questions in the chat as we go, and we'll start from there. Sound good? All right. A little bit of context about who CET is. CET Academic Programs is a study abroad provider. We're an organization that builds study abroad programs for UNC, but also for other institutions. We've been around since the 80s. We originally started in China, but we've expanded to a bunch of different locations all across the world. We know that in study abroad, there are a bunch of different options for students to consider. But some things that set us apart are our language education. This is really strong across all of our locations. Academic excellence, we really put the study in study abroad. We want to make sure that you're able to bring excellent coursework back with you. And our staff support. Every step of the program, every step of the preparation, even when you come back from your program, you've got supportive CET staff here to help you answer your questions, solve your problems, all that good stuff. So that's a bit about CET, and now we will get into the details about the CET Barcelona program.
All right, thanks, Malika, for that general overview of CET. Now getting into Barcelona specifically. So Barcelona is a vibrant city with lots to do, and the CET Barcelona program is in a great location with all program elements in walking distance. So like you'll be able to walk from your housing to where your classes are held. The CET Study Center is where all of your CET classes will be held, and that's also where all of the CET staff have their offices. So this will be kind of your academic home base, but also where you would go if you needed to meet with someone during the program. The program size allows for you to really get to know your CET peers as well as the local staff, whether that's through your classes that you're enrolled in, through your housing where you live, or on the activities and excursions that are offered throughout the program. The housing is amazing. I've been to Barcelona, visited our program. It's a delight. You'll have your own private bathroom and bedroom to yourself. I will go into more details about what the housing includes later, as well as Malika mentioned, our CT programs really focus on language, so you'll have the option to participate in Spanish language at any level if you're interested in that while you're there. Spring and fall students also have the opportunity to participate in an internship, or they can also do direct enroll through a local university that we partner with called UPF, alongside other international students. You also have lots of choices of electives. I'll go over the curriculum over the next couple slides. And then we also work really hard to offer field-based components to our classes to get students out of the classroom and learning through the city that you'll be living in with for a few months. A quick note just for summer term, it's going to look a little different than the spring and fall. So there is no internship or direct enroll option for the summer. So that's just the spring fall semester. And I'll kind of go over that as we go through the program. So for the curriculum, like I just said, the semester and summer look a little different. So first I'm going to talk about fall spring. You'll have the option to be enrolled in Spanish language and or the Catalan culture course. So you have to choose one of those courses. So either you can be in a more traditional Spanish language learning class or the Catalan culture course, or you could take both classes if you're interested. You then pair that with 3 to 4 CET electives with the option to swap some of those CET electives for 2 direct enroll courses. So you'll have a wide variety of electives to choose from. And like I mentioned, we have field-based components that go along with each elective. So for example, if you take that Catalan culture course, you might go visit the Museum of History of Catalonia. Or if you're enrolled in a finance course, you might go visit a financial institution in Barcelona. That like varies by program. You can go look up on the syllabus kind of what each course is offering. Now for the summer, it looks a little different. You have two options. You can either do a Spanish language course with one CET elective, or you can just take two CET electives. So up to you about what you want your summer program to look like. As I mentioned, no internship or direct enroll. So if that's not something that's a priority for you, the summer is a great option as well. Now, moving on to electives here. So I have two slides of electives. So this is kind of the first half. We broke it down into categories. So here we have our arts and business and marketing classes. You'll see any class with an asterisk next to it is also offered in the summer. So all of these classes are offered spring and fall, but not all of these classes are offered in the summer. And then on the next slide, you'll see humanities, social sciences, and the internship course. So these, again, more courses that are offered throughout the semester, and then some of them are also offered in the summer. As I mentioned, you can go onto our website and kind of look at each class. They all link to a syllabi, so you can kind of get a deeper dive into what the class is about, what it's offering. And then if you're going in the fall or spring, you do have that internship option. So you'll be put in a placement, but you'll also take an elective alongside it. So you'll be in a course with your internship placement. Now internships, we are a newer program in Barcelona, so we are still building our internship network, but we've already seen students in a bunch of different areas. So anywhere from PR and marketing to nonprofits to working at a tech startup, event planning. So we're kind of working in all different areas for internships. Of course, if there's an area you're interested in, let us know and we can start looking and seeing if that's an opportunity we can present. We can't guarantee a specific placement, but we do our best to kind of match your academic professional goals. One of my favorite components of CET Barcelona and CET in general are the activities and excursions we offer. So CET Barcelona has a lot of great activities and excursions, which are all included in the program cost. So this is at no extra cost to you. Once a month, CET staff plan an excursion. So this will take you outside of Barcelona. So this is like a full day trip that's fully planned by CET. And these vary every semester, but this could be anywhere from like going to a surrounding town and going on walking tours. You could be going and visiting a castle or exploring Roman ruins. It's a full day planned by CET staff. I highly encourage, it is optional, but I encourage everyone to go on it. It's a great opportunity to get closer to your CET peers, also to kind of experience things outside of Barcelona. Now, alongside that, you have the options of activities. These are weekly activities that are also included in your program cost and optional, but these are also planned by CET staff. You just need to show up. This could be anywhere from going and playing beach volleyball, taking a cooking class, going to a flamenco show. So there are lots of fun activities that just kind of mix up your week. It's something that you don't really have to plan. You've already paid for it, so I highly encourage you to go on all the activities. We're adding new ones every term. It could be anywhere from volunteering or going to a dance class. So it's a good way to kind of maybe do something you wouldn't necessarily do on your own during the program. On to housing. So as I mentioned before, all students live in their own private bedroom and have their own private bathroom. So this is vaguely dorm style living where it's 10 rooms per floor, and then there's like a common space on each floor that's a kitchen and has like a table and a little hangout area. The residencia is called Bayou. It has a game room, some study rooms, a gym, and a rooftop pool. It has great 360 views of Barcelona on that rooftop. Again, I visited 2 years ago and it was absolutely stunning. It's a great place that your room is a little small, but you have all these other kind of areas within the building. There's a restaurant on the first floor, which you do get a discount because you're a resident there. The rooms are cleaned weekly from Bayou. So this is not by CET. This is the organization that runs the building. They do weekly cleanings and then bi-weekly linen changes. So that's your sheets and towels get changed every other week. There's a laundry room in the basement that you can track with an app. You can figure out when it's available and kind of do it at your own schedule. The building itself has 24/7 reception and security, so this is great if you have any issues like in the middle of the night or something's gone wrong, you can go down. There will always be someone at that reception desk. You'll have a key card to get in to the building and of course into your room, so great security for the building. And of course, Wi-Fi throughout the building in all of the study spaces and of course in your room as well if you would rather study there. And like I mentioned, everything is super close to each other, about 30-minute walk to the CET Barcelona Study Center. You can also take public transportation, it's kind of up to you and like what your preference is when it comes to commuting around the city. Now let's talk about what's included in this program. So this first top part is everything that's included. So the basics are all included. So anywhere from your housing, your tuition, course materials, all of the CET staff you have before you go, when you're there, when you come back, the excursions and activities I was talking about, your local transportation card, your medical insurance, these are all things that are included in that overall cost. What's not included is your airfare, your meals, the cost of the visa. So we'll help support you through the visa process, but the actual cost of the visa is not included in the program fee, and your personal spending and cell phone plan. So of course, personal spending, that will vary based on kind of your personal budget. Airfare, that's your flight to and from Barcelona. You'll also have to include that. And then your meals, you have a few options with meals. You can either use the kitchen, you're welcome to eat out. And like I mentioned, there's a restaurant that you can go to that's in your building, and you get that nice little discount because you live there. We have budget sheets for all of our programs for all of the semesters. We'll drop those in the chat as well. Or if you're watching this recording, you can just do a quick CET Barcelona budget sheet, and it should be the top link that break down kind of our recommended costs to prepare for. And now I'm going to pass it back to Malika to talk about funding.
Okay, so I am posting the program fee in the chat. This is also available on the website and in the budget sheets that Lucy mentioned. Basically, the program fee is posted on our website, but it's not like that's not the precise price that you will actually be paying. It gets a little complicated, but I'm here to talk about the details. So the way that the program fee works is, first of all, you'll have, oh, Kira's here. Hey, Kira. We're wrapping up the presentation, but then we'll get to questions and stuff. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, great. So the program fee is posted on the website, but that's not the price that you'll be paying. So first of all UNC students attending the CET Barcelona program automatically get a tuition discount. So that's $2,000 off of the program fee in the spring and fall, and $500 off for the summer. So the cost that I posted in the chat is that program fee after that discount. So in the spring and fall, it's $18,990, and in the summer, it's $7,490. Now that's just the base that CET will be charging, but there's an additional, like a bunch of different scholarships that you can apply for. This slide has a bunch of information about that. CET offers a ton of scholarship funding that students can apply for. I would encourage every student to apply for every scholarship because it's free money and you can stack it on top of each other. We have scholarships based on financial need, based on identity, and based on academics. So I definitely encourage you to apply for all of those. There's also a ton of scholarship funding for what we call external scholarships or third-party scholarships. These are scholarships through nonprofit organizations, governmental organizations that fund study abroad, especially in the summer. The Fund for Education Abroad, or FEA, is a big one. We put it on this slide for a reason because it's a lot of money and there's some funding that is earmarked specifically for CET students. So you have a leg up in applying if you apply for it through the Fund for Education Abroad. There's a little bit more complicated aspects in terms of you'll be paying all of your fees directly to UNC Chapel Hill, and they have some like an application fee, and there's an insurance fee and a couple of other things. So again, like this ticket price that we're talking about may not be what you're actually paying, because you'll add a couple of UNC fees and you'll subtract your CET scholarships. So all that information is available on the UNC website about kind of like where, you can get like what these fees look like, what other scholarship funds are available. There's tons of scholarships through UNC. And again, if you're already earning financial aid through UNC Study Abroad or through your regular degree, you can apply a lot of that towards your study abroad fees, especially if you're going in the spring and the fall. So a lot of folks are worried about how am I going to pay for study abroad, especially with these out-of-pocket costs. Things like the flight to Barcelona can be a bit expensive, but there's a ton of funding available. It's just a matter of yeah, finding it and applying for it. I just wanted to reiterate how much fantastic staff support you have access to. So there's three people who are going to be a really good resource for you. The first is Matt Eckler. He's not on the call right now, but he's the main UNC Study Abroad advisor for CET programs. So he works in the FedEx Global Education Center. You can set up time to meet with him. They have open office hours every afternoon on weekdays. His email address is here on the screen, and you can reach out to him to ask questions. When you're applying for UNC approval to study abroad, he's going to be the one that you're going to be working with primarily. He's super helpful. He has a ton of travel experience, and he knows a lot about CET programs. So he's a great, great resource. I'm Malika. I'm the right-hand side of this page right here. I'm the kind of CET liaison for UNC. So I'm on campus at least once a semester doing events, or I'm at the study abroad fair. I'm always happy to answer questions. And then Lucy, of course, is our program specialist. So once you apply for the program, you'll be getting emails from Lucy, and you'll have access to Lucy's programs expertise. So as you kind of think of questions, as you're getting ready to go, as you need extra support with your visa application, all that good stuff, up until you get onto an airplane, Lucy is going to be your go-to gal. Now, we also have a team on site that you're going to be working with primarily when you get there, but that's a whole that's a whole nother thing. All their information is on our website if you want to learn more about them. But this is just your like pre-departure preparation support. Um, when you're applying, I think I mentioned this already, you do have to apply twice. You have to apply for CET admissions and UNC approval. We try to keep the applications as simple as possible because we want you to go abroad. Here are the deadlines, things to keep in mind. If you're thinking of going abroad in fall of 2026, you do need to apply by this weekend. March 1st is the application deadline for UNC approval for studying abroad in fall 2026. So definitely go ahead and do that. But if you're thinking of going in a later term, keep these deadlines in mind. Typically, the UNC deadlines are going to be a little earlier than CET. So open your UNC application, apply for the program, and then come through and apply for UNC approval, and then come through and apply for CET admissions. Again, we try to keep these applications as simple as possible, and we have a ton of great staff support if you have any questions along the way. The program, this question that we get a lot is, how competitive is the program? It's not particularly competitive. We ask that you be honest with us about your goals, and we kind of read through your application to make sure that the program is a good fit for you. But other than that, we really encourage students to go as many students as possible. I will say the program sometimes does fill up, in which case we admit students by when they submit their application. So it's a good idea to apply early, especially in the spring semester. Yes, right, Lucy, the spring semester. So great. So that's basically the applications are pretty straightforward. I'm going to go ahead and pop the application link to the UNC website in the chat so you have it. But you can also just Google UNC Study Abroad and you'll find it very easily. And then to apply for the CET program, you can use the CET Barcelona link that I already put in the chat, or you can Google CET Barcelona and there's a big Apply Now button that'll take you straight to the application. And I think
Great.
that's us done.
That's everything. So now we're going to kind of jump into our Q&A portion. So if you are watching here live, you are welcome to put some questions in the chat. And we have Kira here, who is an alumni, and I'm going to let her introduce herself about when she went to Barcelona, where she goes to school, and what her major is.
Oh my goodness, Lucy, thank you. Look at these gorgeous pictures, you guys. Oh my gosh, wow. Well, hi everyone, my name is Kira. I am a student at the University of Minnesota. I'm studying sales and Spanish, but I've also worked in Greenville, North Carolina. So when I heard that it was UNC folks, I was like, let's go. So yeah, I studied this past fall in Barcelona, and I just had an incredible experience and wanted to answer any questions that came top of mind. Lucy, did you want me to answer just a couple of the questions I have in front of me right now?
Yeah, I'll go through and ask them, and then
Yeah,
you can just give your response. And then if
for
anything
sure.
comes up in the chat as we go, we'll just kind of add those in.
Yeah, great.
So to start, just general overview, what was your favorite part or highlight of the program?
Whoa. The people, 100%. I mean, whether it's the staff like Tanya, any of the professors, or just the people that you're studying with, and the local people in Spain. Like everyone is there for you to have a good experience. And I think without the team, I think the experience would have been a lot different. So that was, I think, the best part, and the location and the weather and the food. Yeah, no brainer. It's awesome.
So it's like a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
But
a little
yeah,
bit of everything, but mainly the team, I would say.
I was going to say our staff in Barcelona truly is amazing. So you
So,
are in good hands when you get there.
yeah.
Um, Speaking of the location, can you tell us a little bit about your experience living in Bayu, the CET Barcelona housing?
Yeah, for sure. So sorry about that. Okay, yeah. So Bayou's great. It's kind of like this common space for like international students, people from your same school, and then people also from America studying there. So it's kind of like this melting pot of everyone, which is just fascinating. It's got like this outdoorish feel. It's kind of like a villa, but then each housing unit has like 6 floors or something like that. We had a good deal, so we were roomed with people on our same university on the same floor. Obviously, like it's co-ed, or you can choose to be in a girl or a guy room or floor. Obviously, you have your own room. The rooms are spacious themselves. Like it's as much space as you need. You get your own shower, own bathroom, own sink, own bed, which is outstanding. But yeah, like mainly like the common spaces where you're like interacting with other international students is really nice too. I think they just went under they just did a renovation too. So I think you guys have like a nicer, I think, color scheme than us. But yeah, I mean like overall it's a great experience. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. What do you think about Barcelona as a study abroad destination? Like, what do you like most about like living in the city?
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's like 8 answers, right? The first, I would say the people. Everyone, I mean, is beautiful and accepting and wants to know why you're there, and it doesn't really care what you study. They just want you to have a great time. I think the food is also great. The music is great. I think it's so walkable, and I know people say that, but it's truly walkable. Like you can run, if you're a runner, you can run from one end of Barcelona to the other in probably an hour. Like it is genuinely not a huge city. That's why it feels so special, and that's why it was so easy to call it home. Also, it's a hub for flights. So I loved studying there because you can get to Paris, Amsterdam, anywhere really that you want to go for super cheap. Whereas like a place like Italy or like Milan, it might be a little harder to get out of there for such a cheap price. So yeah, highly recommend Barcelona as like a hub, and also like a great place to just kind of hang out and be present.
Yeah, and it sounds like you got pretty good weather while you were there as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think it rained like twice, Lucy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of like one of your weekdays on the program? Like what did your schedule look like?
Yeah, weekday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So my first class started at 9:45. So obviously like you're probably out the night before. So you wake up like right before that. It's a 20-minute walk to class or a 10-minute train ride. Super, super easy to get to either. I would usually choose to walk because it's just so pretty. I'd usually stop to get fruit on the way to class. So like a banana, the kiwis there are way better. So I would like get a bunch of fruit, prepare myself for the day. You have back-to-back classes usually, so like one class, another class, and you'll have a break, and then you'll have probably one more class. And in between the break, you're either like grabbing foods with your friend, or you're just studying, or whatever it might be. That's really the only time I did school, Lucy, was like during those hours, right? Really just like during class, I would try to be as productive as I can, or use the break to do some homework. But other than that, like afterwards, I'd either run, I'd go to the gym, whatever it is. We'd probably go see like a flamenco show, we'd go to comedy shows, or I was getting on a flight to get out of there. So, I mean, whatever it was, I was at school for like probably a third of my day, but otherwise I was with great people eating great food.
Great. Did you find yourself studying like at the CET Study Center or like in Bayou or like a cafe? Like what was your kind of study spot choice?
I mean, you're always going to want to go to a cafe. They're so small and so local that you become friends with people so easily. So I would say like 9 times out of 10, I was in a cafe. The other 10% is split between CET and Bayou. Um, I think it was harder for me to study in Bayou though because it has glass walls, so you can see your friends walking by every 5 seconds, and you just want to stop whatever you're doing and figure out what they're doing to go because you get FOMO. It's weird.
Yeah. No,
um,
I didn't think about that with those study rooms, but yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
And then what was your favorite class and why?
Two answers. One, my Spanish class. There were three of us in the class, and I learned so much about how to communicate with locals and how to just better my Spanish because I was fluent before, but I wasn't really fluent. I didn't know like slang and all that stuff, and they taught me how to communicate with the locals at a because Spain Spanish is different than every other Spanish. So you get to learn that side of Spanish more. Plus my international or marketing channels, I would say. It's also a small class. I don't know if most classes are like this, but we just got so close to the professor. It was my hardest class, but it was probably one of my funnest, along with Spanish.
That's amazing. And then going off script here, but one other question for you. We talked about activities and excursions. Did you have a favorite that CET planned?
Whoa, yes. I was a huge traveler, so I didn't go on a ton of them. And Brandon's answer, my best friend during study abroad, is probably a lot different than what I'm going to say. But I think the first day you go to Costa Brava, like this first weekend you're there, and it is just a day. It's just paradise in a day. You take the bus out there, you're hanging out with your friends, you go on this boat tour, you all grab lunch together, and then you take the bus back. It's just gorgeous. And they give you enough time to explore the city and do all these things. I think the people that work at CET who do these excursions know exactly how to do them, and they know how to do them well, and for you to have enough time to explore everything and also not drop a huge bag. Like honestly, between you and I, when I was on CET excursions, like I was rarely spending money, and it was just a day full of fun and adventure, and I was just so thankful for it. Also, the last day, if you see like the top left picture, that was just so wholesome. So wholesome.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I think that was close to what Brandon's answer was too, but
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear you guys had a great time there. Those are all the questions I had prepared for you. I'm not seeing anything popping up in the chat. Malika, is there anything else while we have Kira that you want to jump in and ask, or how are we feeling?
No, thank you so much, Kira. I really appreciate hearing your perspective. It sounds
Yeah.
like you had an awesome time, and I love the detail of your questions. We don't have any other questions in the chat, so unless any come in the next 30 seconds or so,
Yeah.
go ahead and pop them in the Q&A or in the chat. We can go ahead and wrap this up early. Any closing thoughts, Kira or Lucy, that you want to end this with?
Yeah, I mean, I can start. I think Barcelona is like the best place for you to study because not only are the people good, the weather is incredible, and it's, like I said, a hub for everything. Like whether you're trying to go to Switzerland or like wherever it is, you're trying to take the train to Madrid, there's no other place like Spain that, or Barcelona specifically, where you can leave, come back, and it feels like home so fast. And that's my only last take is like, yeah, you're getting the best of all three worlds. It's cheap, the weather's great, and it's a really fun time.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would say my only closing thoughts just from the CET side of things, we truly, all of us that work here love what we do. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions, no matter how big or small. Even if you're like thinking like spring 2027, it feels so far away, but we're happy to start talking about it now. So don't hesitate
So,
to reach out to us.
Lucy, can
Yeah.
I chime in real quick and give a shout out to Kat?
Yeah.
There's a girl that works at CT in Barcelona. Her name is Kat. She's amazing. And there's always someone from the team like available 24/7. And that is something that gets used and you might not even know that you need it. Like I was in Bosnia and I lost my passport. And I called Kat and she was the first person to walk me through like this is what's going to happen. This is what you're going to do. And it was just I can't explain like how thankful I am for not only like CET but just for the experience and the like Kat and Tanya as a whole, like really great people.
Awesome. That's really good to hear. I know the 24/7 staff support is not something that people plan to use, but it's really good to have it because hopefully you won't need it, but if you do need it, you're really grateful to have somebody just a phone call away to help. You sprained your ankle and need some medical care, you lost your passport in Bosnia, whatever it is, you've got a team of supporters who are there to kind of help you through it. Cool. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Thank you again, Lucy and Kira, for walking us through all of this. I really appreciate your insight. This has been awesome. We're going to post this recording so that folks have access to it later. And yeah, thank you so much. I hope everybody goes and studies abroad in Barcelona.
I know, right? Thank you, guys. See ya.
Thanks.